Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Natural Physique Coaching Podcast. All the boys here today, in for a little catch up. Noah and Matt. Noah's got some updates on his prep and how he done over the weekend, and Matt's got some updates on he's getting closer and he ripped his nose strip off and now he's got a big clown nose. Finn, we had a lovely weekend, so we can chat through that. We'll go through the Ukdfba show, a little bit of an overview, and yeah, just have a nice catch up. So, how are we? Noah, yourself, man of the hour with competing over the weekend. How was it? How are you?
Just say just one. Leave it
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we won. We won novice. That's as far into it as we need to get. The weekend happened. That's probably the most positive thing I can say about it. No, for those who don't know, I competed at OCB, the Great Britain National OCB, whatever the fuck it was called, down in London. Competed in novice, men's novice, and men's open since there was no juniors, and won the novice class and came third in open class B, which pretty cool. Guy that won the open class, very good. The guy that came second was that Maximilian guy that won the PCA a few weeks ago. Beat Connor Flanders. Flanders?
Flanagan.
Flanagan. That's it. I think, yeah, Mr. Flanders.
Ned
but-
Flanders.
So it was a good lineup. So coming third was sound. The
That's
that
all.
yeah, that's it.
You like bananas and Peak Max, or
Yeah, you know what? You know what? I can say it was bananas and Peak Max and it was this, that, and the other, but fuck me, it was not ran well in the slightest.
It was a culmination of things, wasn't it? We had obviously
Yeah.
I'll let you discuss and then I'll discuss on my end. We had a good chat yesterday about it.
Yeah,
Things that went wrong that could have not gone wrong, but also like some of that was completely out of our control. Like the tan, and again, like you'll admit this, and when the tan went wrong, your head's already going a bit, and it's
Yeah.
hard to then claw it back, and that is obviously going to impact the look. But yeah, like go on, you go ahead, mate. Tell everyone how great the show was first.
it was so. I'd flew on Thursday, and we'd already been kind of peaking going into it for a little bit. We'd been loading, and body was responding well. We were sharp. We were getting fuller, still on the flatter side, but getting fuller, getting fuller. Then went down to London St Pancras on the Friday because there was a host hotel. Then right next to it was the Shaw Theatre, so it was meant to be in this lovely theatre in the middle of London. Cool. Was that where it was last time, Matt?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't there. They put us in a conference room in the hotel. They didn't tell us until you literally went to tanning and you walked past it, and all of a sudden there's a few chairs that have been put into a random room in the hotel, and instead of it being this big extravagant place in London, we're packed into a little corner of a
How
hotel.
many? Sorry, mate. Sorry to interrupt. How many people were in the crowd? Like how many
Oh.
seats were there?
There was fuck all seats, and there was even fewer people. You'd be lucky if you could get a fucking 11-a-side match with subs. Like, genuinely, there was not that many people there. So it doesn't help when I'm trying to do that and get people going. Mate, you could hear a fart. Come on, guys. So yeah, straight away when I saw that, I was like, this is certainly something. Went up for tanning and looked good right before. I got some shots for Finn.
You look mint.
Looked great, but unfortunately the OCB judges don't judge you the day before you get your first coat of tan. So went up, got my tan, and instead of letting it dry off, they told you, okay, we're going to put this pumpkin spice. Bear in mind, everyone's come from America. It's very American. We're going to put this pumpkin spice powder on you that my business partners created. It's a fantastic product and it smells amazing. Granted, it smelled fucking brilliant. I could have eaten it. But she's then asking, like, where's sticky? Like, where do you sweat a lot? So I was like, okay, the inside of my elbows, under my armpits, a little bit of my chest here. My tan typically tends to drip a little bit more. Okay, she's like patting it on. How does that feel? Yeah, you know what? It's like drying up. That's quite good. She was like, right, okay, you're gonna have to like go now so we can keep going. I was like, right, okay, sound. So I put my top back on, and I don't know what it was, but by the time I got to the Airbnb, literally all the tan was off. all of it was off. I don't know if it was
dried. Obviously, had it.
It's not dried. Pumpkin spice hasn't helped either. I was carrying bags and shifting about, so it wasn't the best like setup for that. But then we'd started to run some peak max. We ran 4 caps with meal 3, 2 with meal 4, 2 with meal 5, and we
started 2 servings. Like that's not.
Yeah,
some people that wouldn't even. They'd report nothing. They'd be like, I've not even noticed that.
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. So I wanted to trial it before I went to Korea just to see if my body worked or not. With it, thank fuck we found out. Because as we went on, we got flatter and flatter and flatter. And then next morning we thought, right, okay, whenever we bring some water in, we get a good heavy carb meal, because we were going to run 2 meals before I stepped on stage. Should get that fullness back and just still be tight. My midsection was very cut, but there was nothing anywhere else. I lost any bit of delta that I had to me, any bit of width. My arms couldn't feel anything. And we ended up pushing more foods into the meals earlier on. We ran 2 caps peak max fasted with water in the morning. And I couldn't really feel anything from that point on. Pumped up. The pump up room was not even a room. It was like where Finn used to fucking sleep in the gym, and trying to fit 40 cunts in there. And there's all these Spanish guys that have brought their entourage that have somehow got backstage. It was awful. Like, there's more space in a brothel. There was no fucking room. So no air, no room. Like, you're pumping up with 0 time because they wouldn't tell you anything. They're just like shouting, "You're next, you're next." The tan was late for the second coat the next morning. They were running behind, but then they had to make up time because they had the females starting the second half of the show. It was poorly ran, and not to mention, I got my judges' feedback from AI, which was great. They didn't even try to hide that it was AI. Apparently, yeah, all the dashes it has. You know, whenever you put something in, it gives you like a tick and an X of like a positive and a negative. Yeah. It has that with the exact same copied font. And apparently, my biggest weakness is my quads. So fantastic GPT. That's spot on. But in terms of the occasion, like, I didn't have the best experience. Thankfully, other people did, which is sound. But I'm not sticking MD in OCB again. Is what I've learned.
Who enjoyed the show?
Well, I think Giannis enjoyed it because he cared about OCB, like, because he likes it from the States and all that. And the time that he had on stage seemed fun. Like, he got some good results up there. He got his win for the season. The location, I think the Airbnb for himself, like being with the boys, was fun. But in terms of trying to be a coach in that environment, it just wasn't fantastic. I was on my feet from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. and I think I finished the day on like 15k steps, something stupid, which doesn't bring a good look, it turns out. So you're not going to see any stage photos from myself because I look like a bag of water with no pump. But we got a win. So
it's a weird one, that, innit? Because like most people would be, I'm the same as you, mate. I'd be like, fucking hell, I don't like the photos, I don't like how I look, I don't care that I won. But a lot of people would be like, oh, I won, and they don't give a fuck about the look.
Yeah,
that's a good argument. Like, what do you care more about, the look or the result?
Well, I did see the photos that you, or I don't know, it was in a disabled toilet, maybe, in the ones that you were saying that looked really good. I think you were showing me them on your phone, Tim.
But there was ones before you got your tan where you looked great. Like,
that's really nice.
You were looking really, really good. The ones that I showed you, Josh, I think that, to be fair, the ones I showed Josh were the ones that you sent me before you went on, mate.
Were those the ones in front of like the banner?
Where you had your tan, where you were before you were going on.
You were in like a disabled toilet.
That was like an hour and 2 hours
when
before.
You hit like this.
Yeah, you still look good there.
You look great when you hit this pose, but then as soon as you went into this, you could just see you were just flat. Like, you're flat through your chest. But because when you hit that, even if you're flat, you can see pop. But then as soon as you went into the actual pose, you just didn't have that pop through your chest and stuff. But yeah, we live and learn. obviously the peak max, we know that we won't use it. It was good to trial it because you wanted to trial it, and it's not as if you're not lean enough to trial it. Like, you definitely were. We just realistically weren't full enough. You hadn't loaded enough to the point where we should have really trialed it. But again, the reason that I didn't want to load you too heavily was because the week before we'd had that digestive stress from higher food, so it was like, don't really want to push that too much.
Bananas.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange one because not many. I mean, it's not as if I was giving you a crazy amount of bananas. It wasn't like the MBF protocol.
I was thinking, where are the white grapes coming in?
The thing is, like, imagine, right, don't get me wrong, some people might be absolutely fine, but imagine running one of those peaks. Like, I think I'd be like, what the, my stomach is a mess. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be mental, but like, they don't, like, a lot of the time, they look fucking good, you know, like the people who run that.
But the people who look really good are also just like ridiculously muscled. Like,
They are just
unbelievable genetics. You could throw anything at them, I think, and they'd still. And it's kind of proof that you could throw anything at them and they still look really good. Like, I'm not saying they look better with an actual peak because maybe they have confidence in that strategy and that, you know, digest well with them. It's all okay, but yeah, I think like the people that do that, they're just ridiculous anyway, so that you can't really fuck it up too much. So.
You didn't have any issues, or you didn't have as many issues with banana. We had like, what, 80 grams on the last day across 2 meals, 40 grams in 2 meals.
As soon as it was it Thursday when I trained at the muscle lab, I had banana in my pre, and I just instantly was like a farting mess, and I was like, right, okay, this is not great. And then there was a little bit more banana, and I was like, yeah, it's the Narna, it's the Narna. So as soon as we took that out, like, everything just sat better. Whether it was the cereal, whether it was the sourdough, everything just felt, midsection was tight.
Banana.
It's a shame because banana's bloody lovely, but
yeah. Well, again, like, that's good. We've learnt that going into the next one. And yeah, like we said yesterday when we had that chat, like, we can't, you know, you can't be doing 15, 20k steps on a show day. Like, it's easy done when it's been ran awfully and you've got a client who you're trying to look after. Obviously, you won't have that when it comes to the next shows, which will be good. But yeah, from like literally as soon as you got the tan, it was just downhill from there, wasn't it? And then it was like I was trying to manage that, your mentals, like, as best as we could, but you know when the physique is fading, and then you stress out more and it's harder to like claw it back. Yeah, it was a shame, like, because the peak was really good up until literally then.
Yeah,
it's a shame they didn't judge you then. But yeah, lessons learned. Work on stress management. Work on staying off your feet. Work on the, you know, don't lose your head if the tan goes to shit. And we won't use peak maps. We won't use bananas. We've got all that. We know that. So yeah, it was a shame though. But again, like you said, you've got to almost look for the positives. You still fucking won and came third in a really good class, or at least the top two were, you know, very, very competitive. That's mint. And if I'd have told you that before the prep, you'd have been probably pretty happy. It's just that the look wasn't good, which is, for me, the main thing. Like, you know, even if you had have won both classes, we'd have still gone, you still didn't look good. You know, I mean, it still wasn't your best. Like, and that's what's disappointing. So yeah, but yeah, like, that is a good argument. Like, what matters more, the look or the result? Because let's say you'd have won both classes, would you have been happy?
No,
you wouldn't.
If I'd won that second one, I'd have been an OCB pro, and I had stomach rolls. Like, what the fuck? So definitely for me, I think I'd been chasing the win for like, you boys will know how much I was like, I'd want to be able to like prove it to myself and win something. Like I was saying to Finn last night on the phone, I was like, that was so anticlimactic. That meant nothing. So,
but again, I think that's just because of the caliber of the show.
Yeah.
And how poorly it was ran. Obviously, if you'd have looked amazing, you'd have probably been happier, but you'd have still been like, well, it was only OCB. You know what I mean? I think you'd have still felt like that.
Did they have the big baldy bloke who walked you out and went, woo?
No, so he didn't walk us out, but was he the guy, we're counting you out in 10 minutes? Yeah, he was there again. Mate, they had the guy that was like the 6-time Yorton Cup winner taking...
Magnum.
Mate, what is Magnum? It wasn't even a judge, he was taking photos and tanning folk.
Yeah, I know. He was doing the tan last year with his missus.
Yeah.
He was outrageous, to be fair.
Mate, honest to Christ.
Bonkers. It's actually massive. But yeah, nice successful weekend. Great show run by the OCB. 10 out of 10. Absolutely wonderful. Matt, yourself, how are you? How's things prep wise? We update?
Not too bad. We are 11 days out now, so
Yeah.
still digging, but well, that's what it is. Food has been dropped down to 1,700 calories training day, 1,500 calories rest day.
You've
It's
come in a lot though, haven't you? Like I feel like the past few weeks, like after that deload, you've transformed and you do look a lot better.
yeah, like I'm close. Like I'm very, very close. The funny thing now is that I'm like very flat, so I look softer. So it's like even though I know things are working and my body weight's coming down, like I'm 0.25 off hitting a new low again. Like I'm in that new low territory and floating about. Like all it takes is for me to have a big shite and I'll hit a new low. You know, I'm close. But I'm looking at the physique and I'm like, I know I'm sharper. I can see the skin is like thinner. I can see a bit more detail, but it doesn't look that way because I'm obviously flat. But what's the point in? There's no point in throwing in a couple of high days just to say, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, you are actually there. Peak week's next week, so still just trying to get a little bit sharper now. Cardio's been pulled out. I'm not going to say indefinitely because I do think it will come back in, but we were finding that I was actually just getting a really good response from. We were doing like a D output, and the first day was always no cardio, 8k steps. Second day was no cardio, 15k steps. And like the look after the 15k steps and the body weight and sort of how things were going after that second day was really good. So we're like, you know what, we could probably just take cardio out. And I'd actually floated the idea to Tim. I was like, look, I'm happy enough to keep it in, but I seem to be responding pretty well just without, with 2 days off cardio. And he was like, yeah, even with the food drop and everything, I imagine fat loss isn't just going to stop now completely because you're not doing 40 minutes of cardio. So yeah, we've pulled cardio out for now, and the lower body has felt a little bit fresher. I've got a little bit more energy, but with pulling food from these later meals, I'm like, I'm like dying, like I'm a zombie in the evening.
I think I'm dying, guys.
I'm about to go, and yeah, with working in the evenings, it's not ideal, because I want to give people as much attention as possible. So I'm just trying to get like all my steps done as early as possible. Like I'm sitting on 13,000 at the minute. I'll go out for a little walk after this podcast, and then it's a couple of calls, and then I'll be able to get my last meal at 8 and hopefully be asleep by 9 o'clock. But we're getting close now, and it's getting exciting. So just trying to get the last little bits of fat off, and I think once it's hard to kind of like get excited fully for the show because I feel like there is still more work to do. I feel like once we get into that peak week and I start to see it come to life, I'll be like, oh, okay, we've done it. Because honestly, there were times I was like, I'm never going to fucking get there. If I didn't take that deload, like, I don't know what would have happened.
You probably wouldn't have got there if you hadn't taken that. Because
No.
you were obviously, it wasn't even that you were quite a bit off, it's that you just weren't responding, were you? Like,
It's just nothing was happening.
you weren't getting any better. Like, you were pushing and pushing. It was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
I remember when you were here, like you were battered, and like I remember I was speaking to Tim, and I was like, "Is he all right?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think so, but like, not really like getting there." But yeah, it's good to see, mate. Like you had to fucking graft, so fair play.
And hopefully
like,
that makes the end
work.
even better.
You've held standards like with your work, which is really like. I think that's the most respectable thing. When people like anyone can get lean, but if you end up being an absolute bellend doing it and your work goes to shit, you know what I mean? Or again, relationships or whatever. Like you end up completely like losing sight of anything else in life. Like, I think, is it worth it? And you haven't done that. Like, I think
I don't really have a life outside of anything else. Like,
but work, mate, you've got a lot of workload on.
Yeah, but it's not like I've got relationships or friendships to fuck up because if any minute I've got free, I'm doing fucking steps, mate. Yeah. So
it's kind of nice to have that though, in a sense of like you do knuckle down with everything that you do, and like life is having that push and pull where sometimes you are a lot more dialed into a certain thing, and then it's not taking a step away from it, but being a little bit more kind of having more balance. But as long as you say you're not becoming a cunt and just being horrible, then sweet. You know, there is sometimes Brandon was saying
Because of that deload, you were. Like,
but
you were not alright, were you, really? It was like, yeah.
yeah,
But it happens, mate. Like, we've all been there. You know,
Yeah, man.
it's like, that's when, for me, there's a line, like, where it's not worth being in that position. It's like how you were at that point. It was like, you were miserable, mate. Like, prep shouldn't make you completely miserable. There's hard days, yeah, and like, fucking hell, it's a grind sometimes, but it shouldn't make you completely that miserable. And that's kind of how you came across that when you were last here, and it was like,
I was about to say, it was when I was at the meetup, I was like, I'm not okay here.
Yeah.
Like the way I'm getting on, the how I feel, like even my internal monologue, I was like, I should not be thinking like this. I should not be sitting in that room that you're in, not wanting to go down and speak to clients and posing clients and stuff. I should be
that's
wanting
good that
to
you
go-
noticed that though. Like that was like I said, like with my prep, it was pretty successful like the whole way through, and then towards the end, I started getting those negative thoughts again, like, and started being like really fucking down again. And I was like, I don't want this to happen again. I remember speaking to Megan on the flight. I was like, I'm fucking miserable. Like, I don't want to be.
Part of it, I was like, I know I'm not very nice to be around, or I'm not like in a good way at the minute. I don't want to take that out on other people. I'd rather just be by myself because I don't want to be a dickhead to them.
Yeah.
So in a way, it was kind of coming from a place of like, oh, you know what, I think I'm doing the right thing, but realistically, I wasn't. I should have just sorted myself out. But,
It's so easy to become so introverted because it's easier. Like,
Yeah.
which it is.
We deload in a couple D output days and you're good to go.
yeah,
Easy. That's the thing though, like as you were saying with the high days and just kind of continuing to run baseline food, like I was speaking to Will about this and I was saying like you are going to feel pretty mashed and you're going to feel pretty flat. Like at this point in prep you're going to be up down up down up down. Like you can't be thinking like, oh well I'm flat so I need to take action on that now. Like you need to think about the next few days, think about the next week or two. You know, you're about to go into peak week. It's like I could be flat as shit right now, but I'm about to start my peak anyway. You know, you don't want to be running out ridiculous sales at the point where you can't get out of it, but it's looking a little bit more in the future and being like, oh, okay, we'll be more sensible there.
Mm-hmm.
You need to kind of look in the future as well, because if you're too emotional about everything that's happening in the space of like every hour or how you feel, as you're saying as well, like you're mashed in the evenings, kind of be expected. If you're at a time, like we need to run higher food because I'm fucked in the evenings. It's like not that it doesn't matter, but you kind of still have work to do in a sense, and you're gonna
yeah.
get...
I always say to Tim like, oh, I maybe feel this way, but I always say like, as expected, because I know it is expected. Like, if I'm just constantly giving him the feedback of, I feel fucked in the evenings, my legs are dragging, and blah blah blah. Well, obviously, I'm doing 15k steps.
You've
I'm
got to
having
take
fuck all
like
food.
negatives with the positives. It's very easy to just focus on all the negatives, but like there'll also be points where you're like, oh, I actually feel really good. Usually in the mornings.
Wait, see,
Energy.
5 o'clock until 11, I'm one of the best people to be around, and I love life.
Yeah, that's why
Absolutely
like
love it.
I always say to clients, do your main work in the mornings. Like whether that be your own thing, your training, or whether it be your main work in terms of like your most challenging things of the day. And this is obviously you could argue this is the same even in an off season, but like especially in a prep, like I started training earlier and earlier and earlier, just because like I was finding that if I waited till even just like early afternoon, I was getting draggy because I was waking up at like 4 a.m. So like I'd been up for a while by then. So like I started training off of 2 meals instead of 3, and then even 1 meal instead of 2. Like even in like my sort of last couple of weeks, I was messaging in the group chat saying like any check-ins not responded to will be the end like later today because I'm training earlier because I needed to sort of prioritize my training. So that is one thing. It's like I think that's a good tip. Like if you have the ability to, if you don't work like a 9 till 5, or even if you do, train in the morning.
Yeah.
When if you're noticing at the end of the day you're absolutely trashed, like
If I was working a 9 to 5, I'd be getting up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, 1 meal, straight to the gym, go to work.
Especially in prep as well, because like you naturally wake up a little bit earlier anyway, and you're just gonna sit and do nothing in the mornings. Like sometimes yourself.
The only downside I could see with that is if you're checking in with your coach every day, and this is something that I found difficult last prep. If you're checking in with your coach every day, but you're training stupidly early, you're relying and putting pressure on your coach to get back to you as soon as you can. Most of the time, you're going to have the majority of your food prepped for that day. If you're heading into like a 9 to 5 shift, you might not have time to meal prep in the morning. So have like a bit of a baseline diet, which you can then add or take away from.
that's what I say to clients. I say like for example, like your high day generally is just a bit less protein and more of your carbs. So like if we have to chuck one in when you've already got your food prepped, like it's not that hard to work it out. Like just you can add more rice cakes, or if you haven't got rice, like we can add more cream of rice. Take the bag everywhere you go. It's like
Add 30 grams of dates into this meal and the rice cake.
exactly, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and then as well with like some meals, ideally there could be some meals where it's not all together, like a cream of rice where you've got like your whey and your cream of rice and everything's gonna like mix together. If you've got something on the side, it means alright, just take that away. If we're on less foods, or again, if you're on high food, like it's easy to add in more. It's just having that baseline and having a rough idea going into it. Easy enough. I was saying that to Lewis as well. Like we were gonna run certain meals, and he was like, "How should I do it? How should I sort it?" I'm like, "Just prep everything that you need for the weekends, and then bring loads of other shit." And it's just so easy to take away or add into it. Like you can stress about fuck, like what if it's not gonna be the exact same? What if we're doing this and that? But again, the more that you stress,
I'd say
the more
like
you're gonna.
you need to be accepting that as prep goes on, like you do need to kind of take it day to day, because there might be a day where you are more active or you are less active, or like there's loads of stress on one day, or the look is like massively different in the morning one day, etc. Like I think people get so caught up in like everything has to be the exact same. So if I like sometimes like I'll give a client a high day, let's say, or a de-output day, and they'll message me like, "Oh fuck, but I'm already on my long walk and I'm halfway through it." It's like, that's fine, don't stress, just walk back and don't worry about steps for the rest of the day, like chill out a bit. I think people just stress so much about everything being like perfect, which is often what gets you in shape, yeah, having that mentality, but it can also be a bit of a hindrance if you're not careful, like having everything.
And just find the middle grounds, like just some happy medium within it. How are you anyway, Finn? You okay?
Yeah, my back's not in a good way, mate. I thought it was getting better. It was fine. Like yesterday, I was like, "Oh, it sounds. I'll be able to hinge like probably next week." Trained legs yesterday, felt fine. Had a good session. Trained with Ollie, had a good session. Literally last night was working. I think part of it is like my office chair at home is not great because the back's broken, so I can't like properly lean back against it. There's like not much support. So anyway, I did like a few hours of work last night, and then I got up and I was like, "Oh, my lower back doesn't feel great." So went to bed this morning like, "Oh, not good." Got better as the day went on. Trained arms today. At the end of arms, I was like, "Oh, I'll do a couple sets of abs and just see how it is." Did one set of abs, felt fine. Did a dead hang just to sort of try and help decompress my spine. After the dead hang, when I like just landed on the floor, my back's just fucking gone.
Nice.
Like pretty bad. So like now I'm in a fair bit of pain. I'm struggling to like move and bend down and stuff. So not great. But I'll have a bath later, and hopefully that'll sort all my problems.
Epsom salt bath, yeah.
I ran out of bath salts, so
Well, the lesson is
I just
train
put things
hard
salt
and
in it.
heavy. Train hard and aggressive and heavy is the lesson here.
The thing is, my training's been really good and really accurate. It was literally just a lapse in judgment where was it early last week or something on stiff legs on the Smith machine. I was like, "Oh, it's feeling good. It's been progressing really well recently. Like, let's just do my heavy set first," and it went.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Not good.
And then you
But
tried
yeah,
to
other
train
than that-
with AJ and couldn't keep up, so that probably made it worse.
I embarrassed you and AJ at pressing.
Yeah, he did. I'll give you that.
How was your weekend then, mate? How was your? Let's discuss your weekend, especially me absolutely smashing you at go-karting.
Aye.
You in go-karting? Where the fuck is this coming from? Was
Mate,
it just
you're
because of
obsessed with it.
Romania?
So we done it in Romania, and I was like, that was fucking brilliant. And then I went with Jude's 2 or 3 weekends ago to the one near me. It's wee electric carts. And I went, and it was brilliant. I had a really shit cart the first time, so I thought this is rubbish. And then they put me in a grippy one, and mate, I felt like I was just going 100 mile an hour around everywhere. It was like that wee funny feeling in your stomach. I was just bombing it. I ended up getting a really good lap time. And I was like, this is sick. So I had nothing to do on the Wednesday or Thursday night the week after. I was like, I want to go karting. No one came with me, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm going go karting myself. So it was me and 2 like autistic fucking teenagers. And I'm just sat there like I looked like a massive paedophile. But this is great. I love this shit. So I was bombing it around in my go kart, and then one of the boys was like pretty consistent. He done it quite a lot, and I beat him. But then there was like a wee 45 kg 13-year-old that was in his full racing suit and everything. He was nasty, mate. He was shit hot. So he smacked me, and now my motivation, my goal is to be able to beat that little fucker. He's not getting away from me. So I quite like just going in the go-karts because it's addictive, because I want to just get better and better at it. You know, when you're not good at something and you're like, oh, I'm actually quite excited to improve and get better at it. Like, you know how you have your hyperfixations of just like music or whatever it is. Mine is like a activity or a sport or something, or a game. It's like when I'm not good at something, I really just have this itch to get good at it, and just like, I don't know, progressing it. It's fun to do. So we went go-karting, Fi and Josh C up on the leaderboards. There was a guy with a fancy helmet and a GoPro in front of me, and I was like, you're mine. So him and I were battling it out in the first one. I beat him, but we told him that Finn was me, so he was congratulating Finn and saying, oh mate, you're rapid.
At the end, I was like, I'm Josh C, guys.
Finn got like 6 seconds slower than me or something. I was, aye.
I came second to last both times.
Your second one was way better until you spun out 3 times. I was like, why the fuck does if someone spins out, it goes to an amber light and the cart stop, and I was like, who the fuck spun out again? And I just turned around and Finn's just sat like that 3 whole times in the space of 15 minutes.
This time I was fine. 2 of those were my fault. One of them wasn't my fault. But anyway, I was just fucking sat stressing out because I needed to do so much work, and Josh had booked us onto these 2 things and told me we'd be there for like an hour. We were there for like 3 hours, mate, and I was like, the thing is, you put your phone in a locker as well.
Yeah.
So I'm literally sat there like my phone is burning in my head. Like, I need to get on my phone. I need to get on my phone. I had calls that evening. I was just like, Josh, we got to go. Like, I was like, surely, like, we've
considering like not going on in the second round. Yeah.
It was like, as much as I was trying to enjoy myself, I just couldn't switch off.
The good thing is, as you were saying, like, also the reason I really like it is because when you actually do go onto the track, you're not thinking about work, you're not thinking about anything stressful, you're just thinking like, when do I need to brake for this next corner, like, oh fuck, that wasn't good enough, I'm going for the next one. Like, it's enjoyable to just completely forget about everything else.
The 15 minutes of doing it, great. The other fucking 8 hours that I felt like I was there waiting, awful.
But that is specific to that one from what I've experienced. I think it's because Clydebank's one is just like a bit dead, and there's not many people kicking about Clydebank, whereas Leicestershire, like, it's way more popular. It was a bigger place. It was much busier, whereas in Clydebank you're like on, there's one group between you, then you're on again, like, you don't need to spend much time. So I got myself a yearly membership for go-karting, which is great. Listen to the value though, value for money. £24 for the year, and you get 25% off every booking, so that saves you like, I don't know, 10 quid for every booking. You get a free session on your birthday, so we will be going to go-kart on my birthday, or you'll be away. And then you also get a free session every 5 sessions, and you don't need to watch the safety briefing before every time you go. You can turn up like right before you're supposed to go on. So my team sport go-kart membership is active, and I am ready to
become like a salesman for him, doesn't he?
To become world champion is my goal. But I do enjoy it. It's just something to do. Like, I like having different hobbies outside of work, because if I don't, I end up just like working and not really doing much. I end up kind of farting about. So yeah, that and cliff jumping and other shit, cars and stuff has been good. Picked up my car
a little stint with AJ.
Yes, I went out in his GT3 RS. That was pretty peak. He launch controlled it, which was unbelievable. And people that are watching that may know what that is, they'll know what that is. But then people that don't, and you guys assume, you hold the brake and then it revs all the way up, and it means that like it's ready to go. It's fucking ready to go. Let go of the brake and it just darts away. But you just hear it, and then boom, and it's off. So that was sick. We took it round like the wee bit round fins and kind of ragging that about. As an expensive car and like supercar level shit is something that I want to have in the future, so good motivation for that. Finn and I went out in the RS6 a few times. I picked that up after 7 weeks of it being dead. So not dead, it just wasn't perfect. So they'd sorted all that out. They'd had the engine in and out multiple times, and it is working, all ready to go now. So drove it back home, and I'm glad to have it back. Everything else has been all good though. Thought I was going to get bummed in the woods on Saturday night. Sadly didn't get bummed. I went out for a wee walk, and Finn was like, going to like this wee woodland area, it's really nice. I was like,
where to go and get raped.
Yeah, Finn was waiting there for me in a wee corner, but I went and walked into that, and it was really nice. And then I just kept going and kept going. I was like, probably turn around now, but just kept going. And eventually got out the woodland area. I was up on a big hill, watched sunset. It was fucking beautiful. I could see the quarry and everything. But then I seen like a higher peak way up there, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going for that. And I started to realise it's getting very dark, so I start running up it. I'm blowing up my hoop, get to the top of it. Turns out it's the highest point in Leicestershire, which was sick. I went up there, had a wee look round, brilliant. Turned around because I was just like, oh fuck, like I'm the shit here. So I went back into that woodland area, and it was just entirely pitch black. And I was bricking it. I thought I was going to get bummed, and yeah, I had to phone my mum halfway through. I was like, Mum, I'm stressed at my tits here because I can't see shit. My maps aren't working. I've just got my torch and I just need somebody to speak to. Because I was sat doing my work and I was like, oh, this is fine. But then, like, every second of silence, I was just like, couldn't stop thinking about getting raped or stabbed. So, yeah, that was fun, enjoyable. But the actual walk itself and seeing everything was beautiful. So, I had an eventful weekend. I cannot complain at all. Lots of fun stuff going on.
Should we discuss the Ukdfba?
Yes. Very good show. Good standards.
We had what you had, 2 clients. Clients. Matt had quite a few doing it. It was really good. Like, the venue was good. The standard was really good. Like, obviously it was the first of the 2 qualifiers. I think the Central's going to be even busier. But yeah, it was a really, really good show. So obviously the Ukdfba posted quite a bit as well, so we'll just sort of go through a few bits. So what started off with was the first class novice bodybuilding? It was, wasn't it? Yeah. This guy Sam. This is your client, Matt?
Yep, my bosun client Sam started from with the shed sessions about how many months ago was that? Maybe about 8 months ago, 6 months ago. Yeah, so pretty cool.
Yeah, he's good.
Very well.
Yeah, he did look good. The standard, but like I think I was backstage with Eddie. I think I'd literally just said to Eddie, right, get myself backstage, and then I went like out to the front and had a look, and the novice lineup was on, and I was like, Jesus Christ, like really good. Like it was like a pretty mental novice standard. So yeah, he looked great. Then the teen winner was Finn. Great name, great physique. Yeah, he's very, very good. Coached by Talib. Really, really good. Like very for a teenager, like very well developed, pretty complete. Like,
He just dab.
pretty dense. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, does what he wants. Nah, he was good too.
He was good.
Just a lot of muscle and a lot of density for, again, as you say, a teen.
Did you watch that class? 'Cause I was backstage.
Yeah, mate, the guy that came second was wild as well. Like, I thought he actually was pushing Finn a little bit. I don't know what the scorecard said, but when I was looking, I was taking photos of Will and stuff, but the guy that came second was taller and a little bit more shapely. But Finn just is denser, has more muscle, and therefore in the bodybuilding class is going to win that for sure. But yeah, he's really impressive, Finn. Like, again, for his age, the muscle that he's built, and he went in later on in the day into the men's class and won that as well. So it just goes to show like how much muscle he does have. He doesn't look like a teen when he's on stage against like grown men. So yeah, super impressive. Big Eddie.
And we had the boy Eddie. So this is my client Eddie. Looked ridiculous. This was a very, very nice routine. He only had 1 coat of tan because obviously he's dark skinned anyway. But I actually think it worked really nicely. Like he looked a little bit paler than some of the other guys, but his tan looked really, really nice. Yeah, really happy with the look. Like the goal for Eddie is like realistically, when Eddie came to me, it was that he wanted to win the PCA junior British title because he got beat last year by Ed, my other client. So that was like his main goal, and that is still our main goal, to like go back and like sort of redeem that. But yeah, he looked great. He obviously won his class. He ended up coming third in the overall because they showed the scorecards, which I agreed with. Like he does need to be sharper, which is fine. We've still got 3 weeks until the finals. We've still got from this weekend that's just gone. It was 5 weeks until PCA. Obviously now it's like 4.5. So we've still got time. But yeah, really nice. Like I knew he was good, obviously, but like when you're then on stage, it's like, oh shit, like, you know, when it comes together, especially when you see him against other people. And to be fair, the guy that came second in his class was really good. It was more
Classic.
a case of, yeah, exactly. He won the classic class, and he won the best pose of the other guy. So we'll come on to him in a minute, but yeah,
40, sorry. Is he sharper than he was last year, or is it just more muscle? Like, I know there's obviously more to come off, but
I think he's
is that
I
not-
think he's up bigger and sharper than he was last year already. Yeah.
okay. I didn't really see him too much last year because it was shows wise where I had a lot of clients in as well, and I was like back and forth with glazing and stuff. So I never like properly got to see him on stage last year. It was only kind of photos and stuff. So I don't know what he's like compared to last year.
Obviously, I don't have photos of him from last year, other than when I saw him on stage with Ed. But
Yep.
I know that he mentioned like literally 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was like, "Mate, I'm already like better than I was last year, so I'm already like happy like with where we're at right now." But yeah, he looked great. This was obviously your client, Josh.
Yep. And Big Lewis Hoskins representing Team Scotland in the junior tall class. So won the class. Very happy. We know that he needs to be sharper, so we continue to work away at that. His body weight is already down around a kg from here, so a really nice response like afterwards, because I think he's been kind of stressing about everything, and not about everything, but going into this show thinking, right, am I going to be better? I'm going to be sharper. His digestion's not been great because he's been maybe worried a little bit, and then he's worrying about digestion, and he can't really get things moving as he wanted to. So after the show and after the win and a good weekend, his body weight's just dropped down sharper than ever. So we've got the BNBF Scottish in a week and a half ish. But I was really happy with this look. Like, Lewis is just a big fella. We know that he needs to obviously be sharper, as we say, but that's going to happen with time. But a very nice look. You know, like everything's just round. His shape's really good. His quads, they're showing nice detail. There's a few shots that I've got on my phone. It's just like fucking hell. He is really good. So yeah, I'm excited for the BNBF Scottish. I've got a few boys in that, a few boys through juniors and teens and stuff. So it'll be really nice. But yeah, Lewis smashed it.
I'll be honest, I didn't really see this class.
I didn't see the Masters either, sadly.
This guy looked good though. Again, in the overall, they kind of just brought out like the top 5, didn't they? They brought everyone out and then they called numbers out. Again, we'll come on to that because I think there might be a video of it. But yeah, sorry to the Masters guys. I didn't really watch those classes. This is his. This is the guy that I was saying that was in Eddie's class. Is it how do you say his name?
Delonte, I think.
Delonte. Yeah, I think that's how they were saying it. He was mint, like really, really nice physique, crazy proportions, like crazy tiny waist, really nice sweeping quads, really, really good. Again, just Eddie was bigger in terms of like as a bodybuilder. If you're looking at classic, 100% Delonte would have won. But when you're looking at bodybuilding, Eddie was just more dense, more complete.
I think they're both in the same boat in the sense that if they get a little bit leaner, and they get all the way in, they'll both be like stupid. Like with his shape and his muscularity and his quads, if he's like all the way there. I don't know if this is an earlier show for him and what his plans are for the rest of the season, but I think he can be like ridiculous.
I think this is an early show for everyone. Like, because these are all people who are probably going to want to be doing the finals and MBW and stuff. MBW is ages away. So yeah, I don't think anybody really is going to be like absolutely, maybe Finn McMara is, but like I'd say Finn was the only one in probably the whole show who was like inside out. I might be missing people. Sorry if I am. There probably was others, but like what I mean. It was like more so you'd think. Even Tyvon that won the overall, he looked great, but I imagine he'll still be probably a bit sharper in his later shows.
Yeah,
I didn't agree with this. I'll be honest. I didn't have this guy beating the other two, definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd have him third or fourth, to be honest. I think he was sharper realistically, but he wasn't classic.
He was lean.
Like, he was
the thing
classic.
is, I think Matt, let me know what you think on this. I think, and again, like I'm sure Christian will tell me. With the classic physique criterion with the judging, I think they so heavily judge it on the front relaxed. Because this guy's front relaxed was pretty wild in terms of like he's very wide, he's tiny waist. But other than that, it was like I just don't think he was that classic. I don't think he could pose that well. Structurally, he was the most classic, but I think there's more than that. Like the guy in second, in my opinion, should have won that class. But then you look at the scorecard, this guy had all first places. So, like, it's obviously what they're looking for.
It's structure, shape and structure. Christian's said it from day dot. I'm not going to say it's all he looks for, but it's the first thing he looks for. Who's got the structure, and then he looks, okay, well, these are the three guys with the structure. Who's got the best muscularity? Okay, he does. He's got the best conditioning. Okay, he does.
I get it. I do get it, but I think posing has to come into it a lot. And this guy,
Yeah, like his legs were very far off at posing wise. Like they were way too wide. There was a giant adductor gap. Like
This is the thing. I think it's supposed to. I think it was supposed to. Posing was supposed to come into this, so that's why I'm equally as confused. I don't have the answers.
yeah.
Is there any photos of the full lineup? Because I've not seen like the.
let me.
Kuba's client who trains with Harry as well. Like he's good, and I think he plays third.
It's
I
not-
discussed
guy in
him.
second.
Go on,
The guy in
Sam.
second, and yeah, Sam, the guy in second should have won, in my opinion. So that
Sam
was
was third in that one. I
that was
think.
this guy. Like this guy, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
he's a little
Jay.
bit slender. Like he was a little bit slender through certain areas because he's quite tall.
Yep.
But his posing, his condition, his muscularity, in my opinion, beat him on everything.
Yeah.
The only pose that this guy won, in my opinion, was the front relaxed.
Are there any more photos?
This was just what I posted for.
Is that your man Jay Euler?
Yes. Yes. His quads and like the muscularity, the condition through them. His waist is
very
very
good.
small. His front lat is great. He's put on a good amount of size from last year. Like again, he is still through certain areas a little bit
He's
slimmer.
good.
But
Yeah,
mate,
he's
like,
very good.
shape wise, he's very classic. I did think he was going to do better, to be honest, but like in that specific lineup, like not my expectations for him going into the show. I didn't know he was competing, but when I was watching that class, I did think that he was going to be second or first because again, he's like nasty peeled and he's got good shape. It felt like. When you go to a foreign show and it doesn't quite make sense and you're like, oh, I don't understand what they're maybe looking at or looking for. Like, it maybe feels like it's a foreign guy and it's being a little bit biased. But, I mean, I'm not taking away from the guy that won it. He was very good. He was in good condition. But I do agree that I don't know if I entirely agreed with the judging there.
Yeah, we'll come back on
Needs
to
to
the. Sorry, mate.
Change your trunks, mate, as well.
Well, mate, this is exactly what I said to it. Right, so I said this to AJ straight away. As soon as the guy won the class, I said his trunks covered his entirety of his glutes. Like,
Yeah.
he had, I don't think he had any glute detail like at all, which is fair enough. But I also think that should be judged. You can't. I don't think you can cover them completely. You know what I mean? Fair enough covering them 80%, but like they were pretty much. You couldn't see his glutes. The trunks stopped at the bottom of his glutes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I was.
Again, I'm not trying to
Get
be...
Christian on.
the guy I
Get
do
Christian
think-
on. Explain yourself, mate.
I honestly think that he won the front relaxed because he was crazy, like proportionally. But then I don't think he won any other pose. In my opinion. But yeah, either way. So Ethan is my client, so he came fourth, and we know he's not classic, but he jumped into it last minute. He made the cap by like half a pound. He needs to be leaner, we know that, but it was actually a really nice look. Like he was really happy with it. But yeah, he just obviously he was in middleweights as well. And we're both happy with how he looked on stage. It's one of those. It's like you look mint, but you're just not lean enough. Like that's kind of where he's at. But again, like we've got goals of competing in still like 10 weeks time from now. So when we first started with Ethan, it was like I want to do DFAC Worlds, which is November. So it's like right, okay, if we're going to do that, we need to sort of time it as best we can. And he's got loads of tools to play with still. Like he's not battered at all. He's not like, oh, I'm really struggling. Like he's in a good spot. So, and again, it was still a nice look, just not lean enough to be competitive for top placings. What was the class after? Let's go back onto the Ukdfba. So after the classic, was it straight into bodybuilding? Yeah, obviously it was Delonte that won classic overall. Or best poser. Sorry, yeah, I didn't have like a classic overall, but yeah, he looked great and
Got
did
250 quid or something for that as well,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Got
It was based off of the routine. They said it wasn't like best poser; it was the best routine, or that's what Christian said in the.
yeah.
Because I've heard they've told me it's the opposite.
What that it's
So
just for your posing in general.
it's how you pose in general, yeah, not the routine.
I
They
mean,
want to say it's the routine, but it's based on your mandatories.
I could be tripping balls. I might have misheard it, but I think he said it's for the best routine.
Maybe that's what he's saying. That's what separated him.
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly, yeah, could be.
Well, they weren't going to give it to the fucking other winner.
Yeah, his legs when he was posing, I just didn't entirely agree with that either. Matt, when
Yeah,
you hit
don't agree.
any of your normal shots, do you kind of like when you hit a front relax, do you have one foot pointing out and kind of like knee out to the side or anything? You don't do anything along those lines, do you?
No, I hit for my symmetry pose of a front relaxed. I hit it symmetrical.
But
Because
that's
that was
also
just
because
criteria.
I agree, but also you don't need to twist or anything to try and make yourself look more classic, do you? You know what I mean?
That's the thing.
That should be the case.
How many people are changing their posing to make themselves fit classic physique? Like
Yeah.
your physique is the thing that does the talking. It's classic physique division, not classic posing division.
Oh,
You're
good.
having to change your stance and twist your waist, do all this fancy shit to change your posing, to make you fit into the criteria. You're in the wrong fucking division.
So this was the
Yeah,
guy.
I agree. It was kind of cool.
I don't see classic but I wasn't there.
But yeah, I agree with that, and I was there. His routine was kind of cool though. He was hitting shit on beat. It was sick.
His routine was good. His routine
He
was
is lean.
impressive. He was lean. He's got muscle, but
He's
in my
not holding
opinion,
a single pose though.
no.
Nah, like it kind of made sense because the song was very like.
Yeah, the song was
Look
like
at that.
It was like it kind of worked. It was
See that ab and thigh? His waist is as wide as his clavicle.
But his
No,
front
I know
relax,
every-
his front relax, it did that. I honestly think that's what they judged because his front relax was pretty good. He was like pretty
charge of fellas to
wild ratios wise, but I know what you mean. I was confused by it. I thought the
I
guy
get
in
it.
second won by a mile. Well, I thought second and third were close for first and second, but it should have been.
Yeah.
But they moved him in the middle straight away. God knows. God knows. Christian, let us know. Finn won middleweights. Finn won teens as well, so other Finn won teens and lightweights, so that's why I think they've not posted him at his routine again. But yeah, Finn McNamara won middleweights, well deserved, in a really good class as well, by the way, like very competitive middleweights. You know, Finn's great, but he was pushed by the other guys in that class. It was a pretty competitive and tough class. Everybody was like good. Everybody was well muscled. So yeah, it was a real quite a tough class, but Finn won and fair play. He looked mint. And then that's showing you the lightweight winner. Like I say, the same as the teens. Finn winning the middles, and then Tyvon winning the heavies. Again, I didn't actually see that class because I was backstage with Eddie before the overall. But yeah, I obviously saw him in the overall, and he looked wild. Like he's got crazy shape. He's obviously got a lot of muscle.
Very classic.
Yeah, I think he's definitely
It's
more
like-
classic
way
Yeah.
more
than
classic.
he is bodybuilding. Definitely more classic. I
That's
don't think that winds him up in any way if you say that either.
No.
he fair play.
That front relaxed is crazy.
Yeah, he's really good. Like he's awesome. Really, really, really good. I think it was probably close between him and Finn in the overall. I do think it was close. I think Eddie was obviously, like I say, up there as well. They were like the top three. But yeah, Tyvon in terms of just like overall shape, size, like he almost had the whole package. Finn from the back is a little bit weak. I don't think Finn will mind me saying that. Like his glutes are crazy, but his back itself is weak. And I think that's probably where he was getting beaten. But yeah, crazy look. Very, very good. Females, the bodybuilding winner was crazy. Like she was really good. I think there's
She
a
was
photo.
ridiculous backstage. She was saying she was like bricking it, and I was like, bro, you do not need to be bricking it. Like, you look really fucking good. She's got a lot of muscle. Very impressive.
Yeah, I thought they might have a photo of her. I think they do. Aria won the training figure and then won the figure overall. She looked great. And then Olivia did. She did. Where is it? I'll go on to that and then we'll come back onto the men's physique.
Well, did you see any men's physique stuff? Were you keeping up to date, or were you just too busy raging at the OCB?
I didn't really see too much, to be fair. I didn't really see much of the show in itself, to be honest with you. I saw Lewis Hoskins done well, and that was kind of all I paid attention to for the show in and of itself. I didn't have anyone on. I knew that we had some people on, but it was more so a case of check my phone and then crack on with the day.
Yeah.
Nothing much.
I just know you're a bit more tapped in with men's physique. I never really watched the men's physique or the female divisions afterwards because they usually have the guys earlier on in the show and we either get off or whatever it may be. But
So I stayed because Megan had a client in between me, but I didn't really watch all of these classes. I know this is Josh Croggan's client, and she won the bikini short, and she looked good. It was quite a busy class, but yeah, she looked really good. The girl that won the bikini ball,
happening again, Finn.
am I looking out?
Oh no.
Oh,
Sorry for technical issues, guys.
it's been frozen on your screen as well.
Yeah, he's hitting a wee thinker. He's just thinking. That's all he's doing.
I'm back.
Oh.
I'm back.
Oh no!
Is he gone? Oh,
Ah.
he's back.
I'm back, yeah?
Yeah, you're back.
Right,
I
I
don't know how
think-
long you'll be back for. I'd say wrap it up quickly.
I know.
He's cooked. Sorry, Finn. Sorry, listeners. He strikes again. I don't know if there was much else to cover with the rest of the show. I'll get it up on my phone. It was Josh Croggan's client who won the who won the overall.
Yeah, Jack Barnard.
So he's went back to back with his overalls. It was what was it, PC 94
Yeah.
that he had done. So he's doing well this season. He was really good last season, but his posing's improved a lot, and he's able to present himself much better. He'll be having more muscle and more condition anyway. But yeah, he looked really good. Otherwise, I think that kind of covers everything. The men's physique side of things, again, I didn't fall too much on, but there's your overall.
Zach looked good.
Yes.
Zach looked good. He came third in juniors and he came third in tall. But
Nice.
that's the only thing I saw from really the show. But I thought I'd give him a wee shout out because I know he worked with the pod as well.
Go on, son. Yeah, I was chatting to him. He's good.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
He is, isn't he? Oh wow, yeah, very nice.
Yeah, mate, looks wicked.
That's sick. Some boy. Shout out Jack.
Jack.
Just Jack. Whoever Jack is. But nah, all good. And then, yeah, your overall winners. Tyvon Classic Physique overall. And yeah, happy. Spot on. So, good show. I enjoyed it. I thought the standard was really good overall. And kind of setting up for a good late end of the season. I think there's going to be some right good physiques when it comes to finals and people dial all the way in. It's going to be sick. So, happy.
Yeah.
I think I'm here now. These are all the winners of all the classes in the section A. I don't think they've posted section B yet. This was the classic guy.
Yeah. I think it's time to wrap up, Finn. You're washed, bro. You're cooked. We'll wrap it up there, so you don't need to listen and hear us breaking up and us just laughing at Finn. But yeah, I think that does wrap everything up nicely. We chat, we update on us all, update on the Ukdfba, and yeah, perfect. So thank you all for watching another pretty much hour-long episode. So hopefully that's good for you guys. Please do like, subscribe. Hope Finn's giving us a thumbs up at least. Hey. So thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe on Spotify, follow, rate us 5 stars, notifications, all that jazz. Story mentions are appreciated as always. But that's everything, and we'll see you in the next episodes. See ya.